Alright, so Zekrom is gonna be tabby, trying to, like, go over my list of friends who are, like, dragon fanatics. So, you have the option to add Zekrom to your party, even if you have a full party, and, basically fight N with the legendary dragon, and then you can do a whole big thematic thing, fighting dragon versus dragon, and the whole thing. It's a big spectacle. But honestly, I don't really want to. I want to keep my full team of 6. Each of these 6 dudes specialize in something, and I wouldn't really want to bench anybody just for the sake of wait. Hang on, let me not adding. Yeah, it's a negative. It's like when the game asks you if you want to not learn a move. It's weird. Sorry, N. I know you were looking forward to this, but he's gonna fully restore you, which is good. And we're gonna do battle. Zekrom and Reshiram, by the way, as was the case with a number of legendary Pokemon and at various points in the Pokemon series that you have to catch for story purposes, have elevated catch rates, much like Dialga, Palkia, and I think Xerneas and Yveltal in Gen 6. I do not remember if that trend continued in Gen 7. I think Solgaleo and Lunala had regular catch rates, as did the ones that came after those. Anyway, Lion, do your thing. We're going to throw out some Stealth Rocks. You are going to use Fusion Flare. Zekrom, should you decide to add Zekrom to your team, has an equivalent move, Fusion Bolt. If you use them in succession, the one that gets moved second has a power buff, so it's a little bit like the pledge moves that I mentioned back in Driftveil City in that way. I have Stealth Rocks out. I think I can take one more hit. Oh no, you're gonna use Reflect. That's inconvenient. I have ways of making that not be a thing, and it's gonna wear off after a few turns anyway. Stone Edge does have an increased critical hit rate, so if I was able to get a critical hit, extra sensory. If I was able to get a critical hit on Stone Edge, then that would slice through the Reflect. Line, I'm not sure if you're gonna survive that. I'm sorry, you're gonna go down. That is definitely a shame. And who is going to come in next? How many turns are left on the Reflect? I want to say there's 2 turns on the Reflect, which is more than I want to just screw around for. So, Zach, we're gonna make use of Brick Break, and extra sensory is a strong move. Super effective move, but I was able to hang on there. We're going to use Brick Break. We're going to tear a hole through that screen, and assuming that you're going to do that again, let's bring in Nightshade. And Nightshade should be able to finish off the legendary dragon Pokemon, and you're going to use Fusion Flare. Ooh, I am so sorry. There's no way you're surviving that. 100 base power coming off of a legendary dragon Pokemon. Legendary Dragon Fire Pokemon with, I want to say, what, 150 base special attack? It's bonkers, as you would expect from a legendary. Anyway, Gummy, come in, finish the job. That was really inconvenient. I may use a revive on Nightshade. Want to try and get through this without using items, but that's another one of those little challenge things that I like to do in addition to having the set battle rule. But we are going to use Return on Reshiram. That is going to hopefully take you down. And N's big, bad, flagship mascot Pokemon has been taken care of. So you're going to grow to level 48. Zach is also getting gain equivalent experience. Kling Clang. Whenever you see Kling Clang on N's team, as I've learned the hard way through several playthroughs of this game, be suspicious, because N happens to have a Zoroark on his team. And Zoroark is the fully evolved form of the Zoro that we saw way back in the beginning. And, Zoroark has the ability Illusion, which means that it can disguise itself as the last Pokemon in his party, which is Kling Clang. And if he were to throw out, for example, a Zoroark into battle, it would look like a Kling Clang. And a lot of the times, I've forgotten about that and gotten screwed over by trying to hit this thing with, like, you know, regular moves, I don't know, a neutral hit, like something, and then been completely surprised when it turns out to not work out the way that I expect it to. I guess, I've tried to hit it with, like, Psychic a few times, and then it randomly fails because it's actually Zoroark in there. I don't know why I would try to use Psychic anyway. on a Klinklang on a Steel type. But you're gonna use Night Slash. That is definitely a dead giveaway that you are not what you look like. You're gonna use Flamethrower. I don't know of many Klinklang that learn Flamethrower. That's gonna be super effective, but I should be able to tank that, and I do, and we're gonna use Giga Drain, and I should have put you to sleep with Spore first. Oops. I should have put you to sleep with Spore first. Alright. I don't have a lot of options here. I think Night Slash actually did more damage. Let me think about this. So let me actually use a Hyper Potion. I could also... Alright, you know what I'm doing? I am going to use a regular Revive. That's the other pocket. I'm gonna use a regular Revive on Nightshade. And Nightshade is gonna outspeed Zoroark. And I'm going to get some of that HP back that was not healed by the Revive, as it would have gotten from a Max Revive with Giga Drain. And Giga Drain should be enough to take you down. I'm really hoping Giga Drain is enough to take you down. That is the tiniest. That is the tiniest amount of HP in that HP bar, and it just barely wasn't enough. Alright. That's a problem. This is definitely a problem. I'm going to have to really spam some items if I want to get through this. So you're going to use a full restore. I am going to do the same. I'm going to restore Nightshade. I'm also going to... Do I want to use a max revive? No, I'll also... No, yeah, I'll use a max revive. Boy, where am I even looking? And I feel like I need Allison back more than everyone else because of that Spore move being something that'll really come in handy in certain places. So sorry Line, and sorry Zach, because I also considered using a Hyper Potion on Zach. Alright, Gummy's going down. Amazing. We can yeah, let's not waste any time on this one. Let's go and use a Bug Buzz. That will take you down. Alright. This is definitely a harder fight. This didn't have to be as difficult. If I had used Bug Buzz the first time, I would have been fine. If I had used Spore on Allison the first time, I would have been fine. Caracosta! Alright, really good thing that those Stealth Rocks are up, because you do have Sturdy for the ability, and that did break your Sturdy, and I didn't know who you were going to send in next. For all I knew, it could have been the actual Klinklang, but Giga Drain is going to be 4 times super effective. It will take you down, and I will be probably restored back to full HP from this, without having to worry about the Sturdy kicking in and screwing me over and letting you survive, and probably get off a Stone Edge on me and just completely wrecking Nightshade from the beginning. And that was Caracosta. Archeops is up next. I don't know how much I like this. I should be faster than Archeops. Alright, good. Archeops is fast, but as I keep saying, and that almost brought you down below half, which would have activated your Defeatist ability. Archeops is fast, but as I keep saying, Exceligor is one of the fastest Pokemon to exist. Like, there's a couple faster ones. Ninjask comes to mind. Yeah! Alright, do something stupid, please. Ninjask comes to mind. Deoxys in speed form obviously comes to mind. Alright, you know what? I wasn't expecting Acrobatics to do that much, but I did mention a few times that Acrobatics is a really good flying move. Alright, that brought you below half. So now your attack has been cut in half. Your Defeatist ability is activated, which means that you're significantly less scared than you were about 2 seconds ago. You can use Acrobatics. That is going to be super effective, but it's going to be doing half as much as it would have. That's still a lot of damage, and unfortunately, that didn't activate my Effect Spore. Let's see, what do you have left? You have Archeops, you have the actual Klinklang, and I can't remember what your last Pokemon is. Alright, I'm gonna need someone. Alright, I think I'll bring back Gummy. Gummy has the Intimidate ability, which can come in handy. I'm going to see you use Acrobatics on me again, and hope that activates my Effect Spore. No. Alright. Why would I be so lucky? From here, however, from half health, I think I might be able to get away with using Giga Drain. And if it doesn't kill you, Archeops' defenses are pretty bad, and that didn't work. Alright, so much for that. Archeops' defenses are pretty bad, and so are mine. And even with your attack cut in half, you have no shortage of ways that you can kill me, which is unfortunate. Alright. Zach, I'm sorry, I'm really, really sorry for just sacking people off on purpose here, but, it is, vitally important. Do you have another full restore in your back pocket? Should I, instead of trying to heal, should I use Rock Slide? Alright, I'm doing it. Oh, no, but I avoided the attack. Alright, it was only a matter of time before Stone Edge missed. Alright, critical hit. Yeah. I could have used that on about 3 or 4 other occasions, and you didn't give it to me, but you gave it to me there, game. Thanks. Now, I am about to learn Stone Edge on my own, and, with the same caveat that you're gonna hear me complaining a lot about accuracy, as I mentioned online when she learned Stone Edge. Alright, you're gonna bring in Kling Klang. I'm gonna heal. Alright. Let's see, I have a Hyper Potion. Don't need the full power of a Max Potion or of a full Restore. We are going to use a Hyper Potion. And let's see what Kling Klang is about to do. Alright, Flash Cannon. That's not gonna be fun, but... Oh, what?! Okay. That even did more than I expected it to with a critical hit. N, what have you been feeding this thing for breakfast? Good lord. Let's see if I can not have a critical hit scored on me this time. You're gonna use Thunderbolt. Alright. Thunderbolt is gonna be... Yeah. Alright, Kling Klang, I thought you were more of a physical attacker, but you've got some special attacks in there. Let's... Boy. Alright, you know what? That's the best you can do to me. I'm gonna Brick Break you. And... I should be able to KO you with a Brick Break. If you had paralyzed me with Thunderbolt, I would have laughed, because... that would have just raised my attack and allowed me to probably get a lot closer to KOing you. Let's see, I'm gonna revive Nightshade. Alright. Nightshade can be revived. You're gonna use Hyper Beam! That's... a statement. Alright, goodbye, Zach. And, well, that gives me a free turn to heal pretty much whoever I want, without any consequence whatsoever. Let's use another revive. I've definitely been prioritizing Nightshade and Allison here because those two can, Alright, let's make no mistake about this. Use a Bug Buzz, that'll take you down. They both fill rather, probably the most important roles in my party after Lion gets the Stealth Rocks out, in that Nightshade can go fast and can mess things up, and can basically, revenge kill things. Alright, Vanillix is your last Pokemon, and, Allison is a master tank, and can outstall things if absolutely necessary. And hopefully, alright, your special defense went down. You're gonna use Blizzard, I'm gonna avoid the attack. I was counting on having to play a little bit more carefully around you, maybe having to revive someone else or heal someone else, but Blizzard missed, and Rio defeated N. This video is gonna go on a little long, but you know what, I don't care, because it's the climax. Reshiram and I were beaten! Your ideals, your feelings, they were stronger. Zekrom and Reshiram, each of them choosing a different hero. Is that even possible? Two heroes living at the same time, one that pursues ideals and one that pursues truth. Could they both be right? I don't know. It's not by rejecting different ideas, but by accepting different ideas that the world creates a chemical reaction. This is truly the formula for changing the world. After all that, you think you're still worthy of sharing the name Harmonia with me? Good for nothing, boy. To start with, I spurred N into pursuing the truth. The reason we reawakened the legendary Pokemon now was to give my Team Plasma more power. Power to control the field for masses. That, at least, was well done. After saying you had to put your beliefs on the line and battle to see which one chosen by the legendary Pokemon was the true hero, you just lost to an ordinary trainer. There's no such thing as being too stupid. There is such a thing as being too stupid. Add it all up, and you're nothing more than a warped, defective boy who knows nothing but Pokemon. That's a lot like me. That went dark real fast. Drago! Never would have thought that the legendary Pokemon would choose a trainer like you. It caught me completely off guard. This doesn't change my goal. My plans have not been disturbed. In order to rule the world utterly, in order to manipulate the hearts of people who know nothing, I'll have N be the king of Team Plasma. But for that to work, you, since you know the truth, you must be eliminated. Rule the world? Wasn't Team Plasma's goal to liberate Pokemon? That was just a convenient lie that I needed to create Team Plasma. Use your head. What's to be gained from letting go of useful things like Pokemon? Certainly, manipulating Pokemon helps people expand their possibilities. That much I can agree with. So naturally, it follows that only I should be able to use Pokemon. You fool. It's a ridiculous idea. You can say whatever you want. Pokemon, even if it's revered as a deity, is still just a Pokemon. Drago. So what if it chose you? That doesn't mean you're a threat. Come on, now you face me in battle. Can't wait to see the look on your face when you've lost all hope. I won't allow anyone to stop me, no matter who does what. We've just been threatened with murder. All the other villains in Pokemon games just want to, like, kick your butt so that you get out of the way and let them take over the gambling racket and sell it on City or whatever. This guy just threatened us with murder. Anyway, Ghetsis is going to lead off with Kothagrigus. I'm going to lead off with basically the same thing that I've been doing for the last hour or so. You're going to use Protect. That is an interesting choice. That is basically a free turn for me to set up Stealth Rocks because I was not attacking you directly. If you're anything like the other Kothagrigus that I fought in Chantal's Elite Four, I'm suspicious that you have Will-O-Wisp. And as such, I'm going to be bringing in Zackredy, my Conkeldurr, and you did not have Will-O-Wisp. You had Toxic instead, which not quite as good because that will, I guess that's why you have Protect. That will build up over time, and that will do more and more damage over time, but more importantly, my attack is buffed. And I'm not getting to go second, apparently, which is unfortunate, but that's still a Dark-type move, which is being... I made the same mistake here as I did against Chantal. My god, why am I so bad at this game? Alright. Zach, I'm so sorry. He's coming in next. Argo. Let's see. So, if you try to use Psychic again, the main draw of bringing in Argo here, among other things, is that I can't be poisoned. Am I gonna be faster than you? No. Alright, Shadow Ball, that's a resisted hit, again. Before Gen 6 still did resist Ghost. So I'm going to, try and Iron Head you. And I'm going to contract the money myself. Money. I swear, the way that the text on the screen for abilities is very small. And, I swear it looks like it says money, like M-U-N-N-Y, as in, like, the stuff that you spend at Pokemarts in exchange for goods and services or whatever. And there it just, I slipped at the tongue. I actually said it out loud. I read it like that a lot. I know it's mummy, as in, like, the dead things inside pyramids that have been there embalmed for a while. But, going a little too fast, talking a little, mouth is moving a little faster than my brain. Hi Dragon, this is your big bad. I'm not used to seeing this early in the fight. But you have, if I recall off the top of my head, Dragon Pulse, Fire Blast, Focus Blast, and Surf. So you've got pretty much the premier special attacker. I'm going to bring in... assuming you're going to try and use Fire Blast against someone who's 4 times weak to fire. And that poses a bit of a problem for me. And I think I'm unfortunately going to have to just let Zach serve as a meat shield. Because I do not want to switch in anything to any of those 4 moves. Alright, so you're going to use Fire Blast. And Zach is going to go down. And now I'm going to bring in Nightshade. And we're going to see if Bug Buzz is enough to take down a level 54 pseudo-legendary Hydreigon from full health, or almost full health. It's 15/16 health, courtesy of the Stealth Rocks, and not quite. All right, I was debating whether I wanted to U-turn out and come back again, and it looks like that might have been the better play. Unfortunately, You're almost certainly going to heal this turn, which gives me a little bit of breathing room and a little bit of time to screw around. Yeah, you're going to drop a full restore. I'm going to bring in Argo the Escavalier. We're going to use Cross Scissor. That's going to be super effective. That's going to be Stab. That's going to be coming off a very strong physical attack stat. Unfortunately, still no critical hit. The game just won't give me a critical hit when I want it, I swear. I could sack off Argo too and bring back Nightshade and have her use Bug Buzz again, but yeah. You're gonna use Fire Blast. There's only a 15% chance that Fire Blast is gonna miss. I don't want to take those odds. That's gonna be pain. Sorry, Argo. He's gonna slap me next time I see him at MagFest for that. Alright, Nightshade. You can come on in, use another Bug Buzz, and we are going to take down the level 54 Hydreigon. And, that's gonna be your big bad out of the way, at least. Should be easier from here, but still got 4 of your team left. This is by no means gonna be a walk in the park. Bisharp is up next. Alright, so we've seen you before. Grimsley had one of you. Let's see. Bug Buzz is going to be a neutral hit. Giga Drain, not very effective. Sludge Bomb immune. I'm gonna U-turn on out. Let's see. This might be a good time to U-turn on out. You're a physical attacker, so I think I will bring in... let's bring in Gummy. Gummy has a Fire Fang move. Not sure if you're gonna be faster than me or not, but I also do wanna... Oh, you know what? You have Defiant for the ability, don't you? Oh, you don't? Alright. I thought you had Defiant for the ability, which would raise your attack when raise your attack by 2 stages when you're, when you have a stat lowered, which would have meant that I would have done -1 to your attack on the Intimidate, and then you would have gotten a +2 boost from the Defiant ability. But fortunately, you don't appear to have that ability. I can keep hammering away with Fire Fang, and that's going to take down the Bisharp. Alright, that was a little bit easier than Hydreigon. Some experience to go around, and Bofalan. That cry is about what I think about the prospect of having to face a level 52 Bofalan. Alright, this thing is pure normal type. One of the best physical attackers in Unova. Not only does it have a high attack stat, but it also has access to some extremely powerful moves. Such as Head Charge, which is 150 base power. Or, yeah, 150 base power, has some recoil. Normal type, so I do resist that, and as it turned out, you basically took the same amount of damage on the recoil between the move and my Rocky Helmet as I took from the attack itself. But you also have Earthquake, which could be a problem for me. I'm gonna count on Gigalith's monstrous pile of physical defense to see me through that, and that did indeed work out like that. But unfortunately, I don't believe I'll be able to take another one of those. And... Nightshade will resist Earthquake, but also Nightshade will probably still die from Earthquake just because this thing has that much attack. Allison, come on in, you're the damage sponge. You may have Sap Sipper for the ability, I don't remember. So I probably shouldn't use Giga Drain on you. Yeah, see, Amoonguss took that much damage on a resisted hit. Nightshade wouldn't have stood a chance. Let's see, I'm gonna use Sludge Bomb. Head charge. All right, that is a neutral hit on me. Ugh! All right. Wow. That is some intense physical attack. And unfortunately, I lost a very important damage sponge there. Alright, Bowflant is going to be taken down by the Bug Buzz. I'm surprised he hasn't used another full restore. I thought he had another full restore, but apparently not. Electros is up next. Alright, Electros. The Electric Eel. I mentioned this thing being an interesting Pokemon, and that is definitely the way I would rate it. It's got some pretty decent special attack. It's really hard to train, as I mentioned. It learns some good moves. If you, actually, I'm not sure if it's easy to teach those good moves either. I think it's mostly by TM and later in Black 2 and White 2 by Move Tutor. You're probably gonna try to use Flamethrower on me. Remember that you definitely tend to carry that from my days of competitive. Oh no, Acrobatics. That's fine too. You can carry that too. That's even better actually, because I have more physical defense than special, and I also have the Rocky Helmet. I believe your abilities levitate, so Bulldoze is out, so I'm gonna have to try and stand up to a Wild Charge. Which I didn't. And line is going down, unfortunately. You are gonna take some recoil damage and also some Rocky Helmet damage, and I think Nightshade should be able to come in. And let's take you down with Giga Drain. Electros is very slow. Just how did you not die? How did you survive that? Alright, I should have used Bug Buzz. I wanted to get some HP back for whatever I have to fight next, but was not meant to be. Alright. So we're going to, are you a physically oriented Electros? We're gonna bring in Gummy. That's gonna lower your physical attack. I'm gonna revive, as usual, Nightshade and Allison first. And after that, okay, so you do have Flamethrower. And, alright, I survived that Flamethrower. Who is your last Pokemon? Alright, I'm gonna take down the Electros. And hopefully, your last Pokemon is something I can deal with. I can't remember. Is it a Golurk? Seismitoad, alright, so that's fine. Nightshade is gonna eat those for breakfast. Feel like I should revive someone else, just in case. Let's bring Allison back. Just in case Allison isn't able to take down a Seismitoad from 15/16. I see no reason why I wouldn't be able to, with Giga Drain and 4x super effectiveness and decent special attack and all that, but you never know. It is a Seismitoad, it is a boss Pokemon. There is always the chance that you will just have just enough special defense to survive the set. I know that Seismitoad has a decent amount of HP, and that is exactly what happens. On the plus side, I don't know if you have anything that can actually kill me. Ugh! Critical hit. Alright. That I don't like. Alright, Allison, you're the last one standing. What is going on here? What is going on here is that, I am defeating you in combat. I am, right? I am, right? I am, right? Ah! Oh no! I was counting on being able to survive that. Allison, you have failed me. I wasn't actually expecting to lose that. Okay, let's see if I can learn from some of my mistakes, in particular not completely wasting Zac at the beginning of the fight. So we're gonna lead off with some Stealth Rocks, and then I think instead of switching out into someone who's just gonna get wrecked by Psychic, if I assume that you're gonna use Toxic again, I can bring in Allison, who's gonna be immune to Toxic, and I don't believe Cofagrigus can really do much to an Amoonguss. Unless you have both Toxic and Will-O-Wisp. You have Shadow Ball, I've seen, you have Toxic, I've seen, you have Psychic, I've seen, and I don't know what your fourth move is, so there's always the possibility that you have something nasty. That dropped my special defense. But let's see if I can put you to sleep with Spore. Ow. Special defense drop made that a lot scarier than it had to be, and I can. Alright. And from here, let's see if I'm able to do a little extra damage to you with Giga Drain. And I'm going to move on. I'm not going to leave the entire second version of this fight narrated in, but I just want to leave maybe the more interesting bits. Alright, I predicted you were going to use a full restore on that turn. I was annoyed that you survived with that tiny sliver of HP, as I always am when someone survives with that tiny sliver of HP, but you know what? Out predicting you, I get to put you asleep again immediately, and I get to keep using Giga Drain, which will possibly, most importantly, allow me to keep restoring HP, which I really like. Really like restoring HP. Alright, Hydreigon is coming on in. I have a pretty good picture of what you like to do, because again, I do know your 4 moves by heart. And, having used a lot of Hydreigon myself, both in single player and in competitive, I kinda know how it works. So I'm hoping that I'm baiting you into Focus Blast, alright, with that, by having Stoutland out front, a normal type. That's gonna do a decent chunk of my health, even though it's a resisted hit, just because Hydreigon is that strong, but I am going to now U-turn out into something else, and let's see, I'm gonna anticipate you using a fire attack next, and let's see if I can do that again. Let's see if Gummy's powerful enough to tank a fire blast should it land. The Intimidate is unfortunately not really going to be a factor here. Dragon Pulse. Alright. That might put a wrinkle in things. That might be it for Gummy. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be faster. You're going to use Focus Blast. Alright, I wasn't sure if you were going to use Focus Blast or if you're going to pick another move at with me at such low HP. Because the II does sometimes do that. In any case, I can now bring in Nightshade, and can tell that she's been seeing most of the action in these last couple fights because she's now almost as high level as Allison is. Bug Buzz is going to take that Hydreigon down, and Nightshade is going to get 100% of that experience. That's going to be 4,665 experience points. You're going to grow to level 52. Power Swap. No, thank you. No. Power Swap is stupid. I don't like it. What's coming in next? Bisharp. Alright. Remember that. Remember dealing with you is not the most difficult, and hopefully it will stay not the most difficult. I'm still slower than an Electros! Alright, so I have 2 Pokemon left. Perhaps not surprisingly, they are Nightshade and Allison. And, we are down. You sent out the same Pokemon in the same order. I am going to show you how we mean business with this Giga Drain. You're gonna use Earthquake. That is not going to kill me. There is absolutely no way that is actually going to kill me. Alright, good. Slightly less than half. And I think, that was a lucky damage roll. I think it would have done about half. It did slightly more than half the last time. Actually, I think he scored a critical hit on me the last time. Anyway, that's it for Ghetsis. My calculations down the drain. Oh no, flushed away. And took me 2 tries. Oops. But we have defeated Team Plasma Ghetsis. I created Team Plasma with my own hands. I am absolutely perfect. I am perfection. I am the perfect ruler of a perfect new world. Now, N. Do you still think Pokemon and people should be separated? Wahaha. So I couldn't be the hero and obtain the legendary Pokemon myself. I prepared someone for that purpose. He's nothing more than a freak without a human heart. You think you're going to get through to that warped person like that? To a warped person like that? Alder, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of valuable time listening to him ramble on. He's the one without a human heart. You're right. It's truly pitiful. And you sure have much to think about. I know you're not pursuing the truth because of Ghetsis' manipulation, but because your heart was truly inspired. That's why you're able to meet the legendary Pokemon. I have no right to be the hero. Is that so? What you and the legendary Pokemon are going to do from now on. That's important, wouldn't you say? Acting like you understand. Up till now, we've only been fighting each other over our beliefs. Despite that, why? And even if we don't understand each other, that's not a reason to reject each other. There are 2 sides to any argument. Is there one point of view that has all the answers? Give it some thought. I want to talk to you about something. This is another one of the favorite songs, by the way. It's about when I first met you in Accumula Town. I was shocked when I heard what your Pokemon was saying. I was shocked because Pokemon said it liked you. It said it wanted to be with you. Couldn't understand it. Couldn't believe there were Pokemon that liked people. Because up until that moment, I'd never known a Pokemon like that. The longer my journey continued, the more unsure I became. All I kept meeting were Pokemon and people who communicated with one another and helped one another. That was why I needed to confirm my beliefs by battling with you. I wanted to confront you, hero to hero. I needed that more than anything. There's no way a person like me, someone who understands only Pokemon. No, actually, I don't understand them either. No way could I measure up to you, when you had met so many Pokemon and were surrounded by friends. The champion has forgiven me, and what I should do now is something I have to decide myself. Drago! You said you had a dream. That dream. Make it come true. Wonderful dreams and ideals give you the power to change the world. If anyone can, it's you, Drago. Well then. Farewell. That is Pokemon White. As per tradition, I'm going to cut the credits. There is aftergame. I will, when I finish the aftergame, sans completing the Pokedex and maybe some other boring things, I will run the credits then and do my little talking about the game and talking about the Let's Play and whatever. For now, I would end this off now, but there is, as it happens, one more thing. This game has a post-credits scene. We have not seen the end of N. My name is Dragonite. I hope you all enjoyed that. Next time we're taking on the post-game, and I will see you all later.